So I'm going to do a little bit of a garden video. This is my irises, and there are sweet peas back behind here that I'm hoping will climb this fence. There's not really anything in these yet, the bricks, because I planted sunflowers and zinnias. We'll see if they come up. And this is the way overgrown lettuces. This is called Rocky Top, I think, mix from Baker Creek. And I haven't had the heart to pull out more than I already have. That's a mum that I've had growing for about 3 years. And the iris, or not iris, the lilac has been struggling and struggling. Looks like it's actually doing pretty good this year. And this is Swiss chard, and it's called Perpetual Spinach. It's supposed to be just like spinach, but is better than regular spinach for bolting, so we'll see how it goes. And of course, this is a rambling rose. It's a wild rose that was teeny tiny last year, and planted it over here by my bird feeders, and now I have to keep trying trimming it back because it takes over. And that's my little bird feeder station. I've got a couple more over here for the hummingbirds. And let's see, those are the blooms. They're tiny. See, this is my finger, and they're just really tiny. Okay, let's go over here to the other side. And there are some carrots in with this tomato. These tomatoes got nipped by that last hard freeze we had here, and they're trying to come back, which is good. And I did have them covered, but you know, it froze really hard. Those are hollyhocks. 4 of them come up, and we'll just see how well they do. See, these are radishes. These are Saxatu, and they're kind of getting a little bit. I've harvested a few of them. And these are French breakfast, and I just planted these maybe a week ago, so they're doing great. This is my garlic tub with carrots. There's 2 different kinds of carrots in there, New Carota and Littlefinger. And garlic will come out probably sometime early June, late May, and the carrots will just go ahead and take over that over. This is my triad spinach, and what little is growing, something's eating. But you know, hey. And of course, this is a potato. It's a volunteer, because someone who shall remain nameless, probably me, stuck it in here to just bury some kitchen scraps instead of composting them. So that was my mistake. These are onions. They're just some onion sets or plants that I got from Tractor Supply. And then down in here are a few seeds from some sweet Spanish onions that we'll see if they grow any well. This is another mistake. These were cosmic purple carrots, and they didn't come up, so I thought, well, you know, I'll try with something else, and I planted some bronze mignonette lettuce, and then the carrots came up. So I thin them out, and I'm just going to let them both grow. That's my sister's dogs. They're telling me I'm talking too loud. Let's see. These are pink beauty radishes. I haven't harvested any of them yet. They're just now starting to get a little bit of a thickening on them, so we'll see. This is my bean and corn tub. The corn is ambrosia that I got from M.I. Gardener. And these are purple dove beans, and those are royalty purple pod. And there are potatoes coming up in here too as volunteers, because like I said, I was, you know, just putting some kitchen scraps buried, and the potatoes are much more These were store-bought potatoes. I did not expect them to come up. And these are the potatoes that I actually planted. I've got, these are Yukon Gold. So there are 4 10-gallon bags and 2 5-gallon bags, or 7-gallon bags of Yukon Gold. And then over here are 2 7-gallon bags that were just some red potatoes that I bought from the store that had sprouted in my cupboard. So I went ahead and planted them. And I'm not kidding you guys, these things are waist tall on me. So, okay, this is okra. I'm going to have to do some more weeding. There is an elm tree that drops seeds everywhere. So I've been pulling them out and they just keep coming. And there are a couple of nasturtiums that I planted. That one looks much better than the other one. Anyhow, I've got bowling red okra and Clemson spineless. And this little guy over here was an okra Burmese, that seeds that my sister had that were kind of old, so we'll see if they grow. This is overflow garlic. I had more garlic from the one bowl that I put in than I could fit in the tub. And then down here are some shallots. So, this is another tomato. These are Bonnie Best. There are a couple of nasturtiums in there. And in front of these, I planted some Red Swan beans. I'm trying these for the first time this year. I've never done them before, so we'll see. These tomatoes got nipped too, and they're coming back. So, you know, at least I should have tomatoes at some point. These are jalapenos. There are these are 3-gallon grow bags. One has 2 and, well, I think they both have 2 in them, but this one's like really super squeezed together. But I heard that peppers don't mind being together, so they're just going to grow. This one is an Anaheim, and as is this one. And then this one over here is a banana pepper. And then, of course, there's my chives that are blooming. And basil, excuse me, sage. These are from seed, so we'll see how well they do. Oregano, cilantro, thyme. The oregano and the thyme are last year's, so they're actually doing really good. I've got some catnip that I grow for my sister's cats, and a rosemary plant. There are some seedlings that I grew, and then I was impatient, so I bought a rosemary, and oh my gosh, it smells wonderful. And this is an Otomi watermelon that I'll have to find a place for as soon as I harvest something else out of one of my tubs. And down here is some parsley, and I believe it's Italian flat leaf. So, and it's trying to go to seed on me, and I probably will let it, and because parsley is a biennial, so maybe let it and reseed itself. I took a dump trip with my sister to get rid of some trash, and these were sitting just beside one of the dumpsters. And I thought, oh, how cute. They're canisters for flour and stuff. So I brought them home, and my sister drilled holes for me, and so I planted some snapdragons and some black opal basil and lemon bee balm in these. So we'll see, you know, how well they do. These are sugar snap peas. Look how big they are. And of course they're blooming finally. They're climbing on. This is just some fencing. Some, I believe the 1x2 fencing, welded wire. And I have it hooked down at the bottom and up at the top of my fence. And that is my fence. That tries to keep the cows out of here, because that is a cow pasture, folks. And the cows, before I put the fence up, came in and decimated my garden like half a dozen times before my sister took pity on me and put a fence up. Okay, these are more peppers. These are called bullnose, and they're a bell pepper type, or a bell type pepper. So That one's a 7-gallon grow bag, and this is, I think it's about a 3-gallon container, maybe 4, I don't know. Anyhow, there's 2 in each. And these are Creole tomatoes. And that one got a little nipped, and that one did just fine. So, and in front of them are some soya beans from Baker Creek, and I planted them just for my sister because she likes edamame. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. This is my strawberry. It's a pool. Can you see it? It's a little bitty kiddie pool. And I've got netting on it because the strawberries are starting to really get nice and plump. If you can see them down there. They haven't turned red yet, but I wanted a few for myself, and with the bird feeders, the birds thought maybe I included them in the invitation for my strawberries. So we'll see. These are zucchini. This is 8-ball, which is the little round ones. And I'm going to try growing them up like a trellis and keeping the bottom leaves trimmed off. I still may have to thin one out of there. We'll see how well it does, because the zucchini is huge. Okay, so we'll kind of give you a little bit of an overview of all the garden. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there are hummingbirds over there fighting over the feeder. And let's see. This tub is how I do my compost. And it's shredded paper, some boxes that I rip apart, a lot of kitchen scraps. And this is my overflow that I haven't even started yet, but my sister had this extra tub and she said, here, go ahead and take it. So it'll be an overflow compost place. And these are the last of my plants. This is just a native fern that I put in a basket. And at some point this year, I'm going to have to put it in a larger pot because, wow, the basket is just, you know, it doesn't let me water well in the heat. Dries out very fast, and the fern is just outgrowing it. This is a black magic elephant ear that is just now coming back out of its dormancy. Starting to get some little leaves on it. And that's my garden this year, folks, so far. And I'm just really, really thrilled with it.